got home from work not too long ago. I have an online class at around 6, and I am in like a terrible amount of pain. I mean, it's not like the worst pain I've ever felt, but it is menstrual pain. It is period pain and it hurts. And my brain feels so foggy. Like every time my period hits, I feel so out of it, so foggy. Like I don't have like no thoughts, like empty head. Like I can't grasp a thought. I can't hold on to it, and it's so weird. It's so strange, and I just had to do something. Like I took a nap already. I would like have a test tomorrow, and I kind of want to study for it, but I know that in this state, I wouldn't grasp anything. I wouldn't remember anything. And so I'm just sitting here with the fan on, and I lock certain apps on my phone using Opal for like 12 hours. The work session is like 12 hours, so it's from 8 in the morning to 8 at night, and it kind of forces me off of my phone. And because of that, I needed just something to do. Um, and so I decided to talk because now I enjoy doing that. I kind of I was thinking about a lot about my job. Again, I mean, I do it every day and how hard it is. I was watching a Girlfriend Explains Hidden Rabbits video about the most recent podcast episode was about the Forbes 30 under 30 list and how there's basically a 30 under 30 to prison pipeline. And I kept on hearing about all these people who have made all this money by lying and this and that and the third. And I'm just sitting here like, I was getting so upset because I am literally scraping for pennies while there are people out there who granted have ideas. Not all the ideas are great, but based on the fact that they have some charisma, or they had, some of them at least had parents who were successful in certain fields, they get people to back them with all this money, and then they take all this money and they do absolutely nothing with it. Lindsay was talking about how money is like blood, and if too much money pools in one place in an economy, if an economy is like a body, the blood congeals and clots, and it causes other parts of the body to go necrotic. And it is very true. Some of these people have more net worth than my entire country's gross domestic product, and they just had all of that money. Not all of it was real, the way how technology has revolutionized the fact that you can lie about money. And I'm sure people were doing it back in the day when money was a more tangible resource, but I'm sure it was harder to do, and you had to at least be smart about it. Nowadays you don't even have to be smart about it. And I'm lying here in pain. I can't afford to not go to work. I only have 5 sick days left for up until next October, so I can't be afford to be taking those. I have used the majority of my PTO time on school. I only have 1 day of PTO accrued right now. I have to be doing this, I have to be doing that. I can't afford to wake up in the morning, not feel great. And I truly did not feel great. If I had a choice. Like, I did have a choice. I could have not gone to work. I could have stayed in bed and rested. But I need money. So I wasn't able to just stay in bed and rest the way I would have wanted to. I had to get up and I had to go. And it I just had to swallow the painkillers and go. And then I kept on thinking about how my body hurts for some reason all the time, and I don't have necessarily the resources to figure out why or what's necessarily wrong. I just have to live with the pain and deal with the pain, and it feels so discouraging that life just feels like a succession of dealing with pain and things that hurt. Like, I can't even turn the fan off. Like, I don't know if you can hear the fan in the background. Like, I can't even turn the fan off. I am so hot and cold, right? Like, turning off the fan to try and do this would feel like actual torture. And there are people out there who, through no merit of their own, never have to worry about that ever at all. And it feels like asking to lead a life where I am not constantly in pain, constantly struggling, constantly suffering. I mean, I'm not constantly suffering anymore, but I feel like I'm still at some point. Like, there are times when I have to decide between getting food and getting gas. That shouldn't be a decision I have to make. I should be able to do both. I work a job, a 9 hour lunch is unpaid job, where I am not paid enough to do these basic things. Like, I watch co-workers who have like children that are dependent on them try and take the same salary that I am being paid, if not a little bit more, and try and raise a family on that kind of salary. And it's so unfair. You can't tell people to not have children. You can't tell people that, oh, you don't deserve children because you're poor, because that's not always the case, right? Things happen and things go wrong. You can be upper middle class one day and poverty stricken the next. It's not fair to tell people that, oh, because of this you shouldn't have children. It's unfair to tell people that because you're poor you can't raise your children properly, right? Because that isn't true. There are a lot of people who are living below the poverty line, are poverty stricken, and they do the best for their children, and their children are raised to the best of their ability. It's cases like that that I think this is what governments are for. This is what I'd want to hope governments are for someone to step in and buttress. I've been thinking about the Knives Out movies recently, so that word's been in my head. Like, to buttress where the parents need help, just to be like a defense system, right? And then it feels like I'm struggling like this, and it feels like the world isn't getting any better. Things are getting worse. We're digging ourselves into these holes and pits, and it's not even we. Like, I'm truly don't think I'm actively digging myself into these pits, you know? It's such it's such depressing thoughts that I really didn't want to spiral into. Um, but I had to put it somewhere. I it's so frustrating to think about how it feels like I am fighting for my life, and there really isn't, much to fight for. It feels like sometimes I want to be able to not worry about having to make it to the next paycheck. I want to be able to have some savings and to have some investments. Right now I'm saving for a trip, and it is stretching me really thin, and I don't think that should be the case, right? And I'm saving in what would be called the tiniest of increments, right? It's not like I'm taking the majority of my paycheck and putting it in savings. Like, I'm saving in these tiny increments because I have to give myself something to look forward to. I have to prove to myself that I can financially do something, and it's been hard. I'm not going to lie, it's been hard, getting that money together in those increments. And using that money means I'm going to have to rebuild my savings because I use my savings on one thing. You can't use money for two things usually. I am really looking forward to that trip, but then I look at what's going on, especially in the US, and I look at what's going on with the president of the United States, and I'm sitting here like, I don't think, and I don't think that people in the US, especially normal, regular citizens who have never really left the US, understand how the decisions that they make about their government impact the rest of us. Because, to be honest and to be fair, the election of Donald Trump has had such a seismic effect on the rest of us smaller countries, and we can't really do anything about his behavior. We can't really defend ourselves from a guy like Trump. The things that he does, the way that he behaves, our cost of living has skyrocketed because this man is in power and he keeps on doing these wild and reckless things. We have 35 days, I believe, of oil reserves. If this continues, what's going to happen? The price of gas is already so expensive for us. It's going to go up exponentially. 35 days is not a lot of days. They're not going to resolve what he's doing in 35 days. So I needed somewhere to put these thoughts because they are kind of doom and gloom. And I don't enjoy being doom and gloom because there's nothing I can do about it in the moment. I cannot solve the problem in the moment. And when I can't solve a problem in the moment, my brain usually just carries the thoughts on and on and around and around and around in a circle. And then that's where I would grab my phone or something as a distraction. I'd never sit with the thoughts. I would, because spiraling isn't sitting with the thoughts, spiraling is sinking into them. And I didn't want to sink into them. This gives, the thoughts somewhere to go, gives the energy somewhere to go. So I can kind of, Finn used to put his thoughts in the vault, just kind of take them out, project them somewhere, and have them out there, the energy circulating out there instead of in here. Um, cause I can't continue keeping it in here. So yeah, I think especially with all the fog that's going on with the period today, that's where I'm at with that. Yeah, just, you know, we did all of that, all the energy is out. So we're going to breathe, we're going to do some equal breathing. So we're going to go breathe naturally, take it in, quiet, allowing the thoughts to just be and leave. We see them, we acknowledge them, we give them their space, we put action. They're free to go. I once heard Dr. K say that the best cure for depression or inertia is like action. It doesn't have to be a big action, but even the smallest of actions can help. And this is an action, right? I can't solve the problem right now, but I can talk about it somewhere instead of ruminating on the thoughts and sinking into a deeper spiral that's not going to be helpful. And I do feel a little bit clearer. I feel a little bit better. I feel like I can get some rest before class. I feel like I could go and journal about something I saw today now instead of again putting those ruminating thoughts on a page. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me this space. This was a, even though all my videos are kind of scatterbrained, I think this was a much slower, foggier video, but I hope the train of thought you were able to grasp it. Please leave a comment about anything you're thinking about. Like the video if you want to see more of me and more from me. Subscribe. I'm just glad to have this space, and I hope it continues to be that kind of safe space for me. Yeah. And I'll see you again the next time I have some time to pick up a mic and talk about something. Hopefully, it'll be more joyful and joyous, but I do feel better now, so thank you.